Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, simply because I've designed it myself. During the last 9 years that I've been a coach, 7 years off of YouTube, 2 years now on YouTube, coaching people of all walks of life. Before, I used to coach mostly people from the entertainment business, some entrepreneurs, some CEOs, business people, that sort of thing. And now, as of 2 years ago, I opened myself up to being on YouTube and helping people around the world. And also another reason is because nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. 2 to 3 times per week, I get together with all of my clients. And you have the choice between the two packages, the standard package and the deluxe package. So the standard is 2 to 3 times per week. We get together via Zoom or call. And the deluxe one is 3 sessions per week mandatory. All right. And in between, you have access to me via email as well as texts, and if need be, audio messages, 5 minutes max. Okay. So this is the most hand-holding possible that I can offer, and it is available out there. I've designed this specifically for YouTube clients. Outside YouTube, I have a different arrangement. And essentially, this is a really intense kind of coaching in order for you to achieve the results in about 2 to 3 months. Okay, this is on average what I recommend. Now, in some cases, it ends up being that the person needs more time, and that is okay. Everybody is on their own journey, and there is no right or wrong way of doing it as long as you're doing it. And I'm very thorough in my coaching. I start with your history. We process a lot of trauma panorama, as I call it, essentially things that were traumatic to you, all the things that are holding you back today, your beliefs, your emotions. Okay, once we process that, though, then we embark on the manifestational journey, and I teach you all the tricks of the trade, so to speak, the way that I've been manifesting since I was 12, and things, of course, that I learned since then, which were a lot, since being on my own journey since I was about 28, 29 years old. And no, I'm not 29 years old anymore. It's been like over 15 years. And so, in essence, I teach you everything at the end once we clear your palette, once we cleanse you of the past situations. People who do it in reverse do not do it correctly. Do not ask me to start with manifestations. It will not work. Okay, you need to let go of the things of the past first. In addition, I want to remind everybody that I no longer record deeply educational audios or content for my channel anymore. I only answer questions from my mailbox, which I'm going to do today. And so in order to be signed up for my audios, which are essentially the material that I record every other day for my clients, already 120 people on the list, and you can be one of them. It's a subscription based only. Like I said, $450 is the price right now. I will definitely raise it in the future. I simply started this subscription on this level just so a lot of people can benefit from it, but inevitably it will go up. And what you get is 15 audios per month of discussing so many different topics like manipulating energy, magic spells, of course, specific people, different types of understanding how to really manipulate energy. Okay, this is where I'm going with my teaching, how to understand how to manifest instantly, all that stuff. And so because this depth of information I've never put out on my channel and never will, this is considered entry-level coaching. You will need to sign the coaching agreement and then start receiving these audios. They're extremely information, infused, and you will feel as though this is the most important kind of audios that you will ever listen to. Okay, I promise you that, because all of my clients are, giving me the best feedback about it, and not for nothing, but I made the intention going into it that this is exactly what it will be. Why? Because I've actually compiled all the material. I've been compiling it for a couple of years now, for my book, and that was going to be part of my book, but again, I made it into audio form so that people could enjoy it and digest it. I give you exercises in it, as well as a lot of information that I share only one-on-one in coaching. So that's a must-do. Whether or not you come into coaching with me, you have to sign up for that, okay? Another version of this is the video, monthly videos. And of course, both packages you have to renew every month. And also there's the video school that runs through my coaching program, which is a great package for somebody, again, that cannot come into my coaching, but wants to benefit from the information and do the exercises themselves. So in order to be in my coaching one-on-one, again, you need to book, or any other package for that matter, and sign the coaching agreement, and reach out to me with your objectives in coaching, and tell me what days you're available for the first Zoom session or call. And alternatively, book the session first, and then I can apply it to your monthly package. So today, the question I wrote down from my mailbox is, how do you know if your desire is divinely guided? So this comes up a lot with people, especially when it has to do with a third party, okay? The person married somebody else, or they're with somebody else, or they left them for somebody else. And it's a situation of, some people really doubt if this is something that's supposed to happen, if they're supposed to just let this person go, and, kind of like be moral about it and all these kinds of things. So I want to say something about this, and this comes up a lot because I've had people reach out to me in my coaching telling me that they had this kind of situation about a third party, or somebody being married, etc., where a coach in the past would bluntly tell them, basically, I'm not dealing with these kinds of things, and neither should you. And I think that's really narrow-minded, really stupid, really uneducated, and I want to explain why. Okay, and if it's some kind of other situation, comment below, and or just book a session with me. But essentially, it has to do with something that we're taught, from very young age, that this is not supposed to be, etc. So how do you know it's divinely guided? First of all, how do you feel about it? Okay, if you've met this person, that in and of itself, and had a connection with them that you did, that in and of itself is a manifestation, not only from your end, but from their end. They also manifested you into their life. They also were crying out for something, okay, energetically speaking. Now, maybe they're not into manifestation, maybe they don't understand all of these things that you do, but inevitably so, we also always create things that we really are thinking about, really are desiring, because there's a certain need in our life that we want to fulfill. And so they themselves manifested you into their life in order to experience this connection. Now, whether or not this connection lasted or not, that also doesn't matter. Okay, the idea is that two people connected, and there's a genuine connection. I'm not talking about, a fling. I'm talking about a real connection where you felt this person was genuine with you, where there was a sincere feeling between the both of you, okay? And it's just the logistics didn't work out, or you got insecure, or they got insecure, etc. Energetically, certain things just didn't go according to plan. But innately you felt that this was a person that I really want to explore something long-term, okay, if not marriage. So if you are the judge of that, essentially. You are the judge if this was genuine to you, if this was something authentic. And that's where I would start. Is this authentic? Or is it something like I'm lying to myself that this was authentic and it really wasn't? Okay, so that's something to explore. And if it was, and if you're thinking about this person, this is another one that people constantly misinterpret. That, I get this all the time in my coaching again, where people say, oh no, you're just obsessed with this person. Like, you'll see a lot of these videos where how to unobsess yourself with thinking about this person. Well, first of all, it's not an obsession. If you're thinking about them, they're thinking about you just as obsessively. It doesn't matter if they don't show it in the 3D. It doesn't matter if you haven't heard from them, etc., etc. They're thinking about you just as much. Trust me when I tell you, universe has no secrets. Quantum field has no fucking secrets. And so if you cannot stop thinking about somebody, they're thinking about you just as much. Because let's face it, as I always say, there have been people in your life that you know walked away from and never thought about again. And people that you've probably knew longer than this person that we're kind of like discussing right now and that you have on your mind as I'm talking about this. You never thought about them again. From my own experience, I know this to be true. I've lived with people and they don't come into my mind. And there's some people that I know I shared a genuine connection that never leave my mind, meaning I always, wish them well and I always remember them fondly and this and any other. And so in your case, if this is the situation, you're not obsessive, you are not, crazy or whatever people say. You're very much sane. You just don't understand what's happening energetically. And energetically, what's happening is the other person is waiting for you to energetically align with the kind of version of events that you want to produce. You're taking the cue right now from the 3D, like a lot of people are, okay? And you need to give that shit up completely. And what you need to realize is that you don't really need to hurt anybody in order to get your way, okay? And if it feels like it's authentic again, and if divinely, okay, you're guided, how are you divinely guided? You're seeing signs that the universe is on board with this, that you hear their name, see feathers, whatever your specific sign is for this person. Maybe it's a scent that they only wear. Maybe again you see the name, you can't escape it, the car that they drive, it's everywhere. Okay, somebody cries out a name and it happens to be theirs. Again, I hear a lot of that in my coaching. Okay, it's specific. It's so specific that you cannot deny that this is very much to do with your person, with your situation. Okay, and so the universe is confirming to you, no, you are not crazy. This person is just very much in love with you, just like you are with them. And not only that, but you're on the right track in terms of manifesting them. Like, we're behind you kind of deal. The universe is telling you, go ahead. Because let me tell you something. If it was reverse, you would get an opposite sign. You would get a warning sign. You would get a danger sign. Like, I've had those situations in my personal life, can speak from experience, where it's like, let this go, danger, 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 let this go now and be done with this bullshit. Not and again, intuitively you will feel, how do you feel about this person? Does it bring up any ickiness? Does it bring up any kind of like hate even? Okay, does it bring up any kind of like, I don't know what it was, but they're not all that. They didn't treat me all that. They weren't really didn't have my best interest at heart. So it has to be pure. There has to be something there that's completely connecting to your heart, that this person really is for you. Okay, and again, individually, one-on-one, it's a lot easier to explain this, because generally speaking, you just have to be connected with this person, with this idea. Certain things, of course, you can change, but what I'm driving this at is, if this person is benevolent, okay, if this person essentially wants to be good to you, is not abusive, okay, and that certain things could change, there is that, obviously they have to drop the third party, etc., etc., but essentially there's something there to work with. And you could tell that if you applied yourself, if you got rid of your insecurities, if you really worked on your confidence in manifestation, then you would be able to achieve these goals. So if the intuition is telling you this, then you're on the right track. Okay, intuitively, you need to check the engine with yourself and understand, yes, it's possible. Yes, I can see it. Okay, maybe not the entirety of me is buying into this right now. However, I could definitely see that, they can become this person. Okay, and if you're like me, and if you've seen miracles like happen in front of your eyes over and over again, first of all, nothing is impossible. And basically you allow yourself to create whatever you want. And again, you have to be benevolent. Can't stress this enough. You really have to understand that you don't have to hurt anybody. You don't have to be pissed off with anybody. Maybe for a little minute or so, or maybe for a long time. Okay, if they've really done something so fucked up that, you know what, it's just like, it's justified. Okay, and if they really hurt you, it's justified. But what I mean by that is that you are allowed to get angry and then understand that, okay, I was definitely angry about this behavior, but it's nothing that I cannot get over, get past. And in the big scheme of things, I see a person there that I could really build with. I see a person there that perhaps they were influenced by other things, and of course influenced by me as well. So never discount this, that you created this person at that moment in time exactly the way that they were. Even the third party came with the creation because you had to work some things out, and that's totally okay. I'm not, saying this, take accountability for your creations because you are to blame. It's just very educational to observe why this happened exactly the way that it happened. Okay, now if you can observe it and learn from it and then move on from it and never create it again, I mean, that's the idea. That's what I teach in coaching. But essentially understand that your feelings will tell you everything that you need to know about it. And don't take the cue from the 3D. Don't take the cue from anything that's going on right now. Be on the inside about your creations, because the 3D simply will reflect all over again something diametrically opposed if you get on the train of a different reality in which this person is perfectly aligned with your confidence now. Maybe a newfound confidence, maybe some qualities that you never kind of like acknowledged that you had. A lot of people come into my coaching really underestimating themselves, like really beautiful people I have in my coaching. I'm so fucking blessed as beyond. Like 99.9999% of my clients that come into my coaching are fucking fabulous, and once in a while I get a wackadoo like Tracy. Oh my god. But seriously, not funny. But listen, seriously, most people that come into my coaching, and I believe most people in general actually, really underestimate themselves, really don't know that they're the golden Buddha that's staring them in the face in the mirror. And you really need to rediscover that potential. Like, it's already there. You're already like a hot shot. You're already hot stuff. You're already magnificent. You just don't know it. And this is why the fucking third party, this is why they were married. This is why they married somebody else. This is why you haven't heard from them. La ba doo ba doo ba doo. Okay. When you have this confidence, when you radiate this confidence, and it reverberates throughout the universe, throughout the quantum field, let me tell you what the fuck will happen. Not only that person will start calling you and begging you for forgiveness and coming back and this and that, but so will your other exes. You will be like, shining like the brightest star in the universe, and nobody can ignore your light, but nobody. And so that is what needs to happen for you to start really acknowledging, first of all, that you're not crazy. Secondly, that you've created this. And thirdly, that you can uncreate it and recreate it. And is it divinely guided? Again, if you are coming from a benevolent place, if you're not hurting anybody, okay, in the 3D, you're not doing anything stupid to them, etc., or to that third party for that matter. If you simply benevolently want to be in a reality where this person is with you and with you only, and you get to create a new life around that reality, a brand new life. Nobody can tell you what kind of reality you want to end up in. And that's the beauty of this universe, where there are parallel realities. In the parallel reality that you want to end up with, everything is already arranged in your favor. I know it's hard to believe for you right now, perhaps, but it's like, it works like that. You will hardly recognize who you are today, maybe after my coaching, maybe a year from now. Maybe after you finally understand and it clicks in that this universe isn't at all what you were taught to believe. One version of you has nothing to do with the other. And if you can become a different version, so can they. And if they can become a different version, then that new version has a completely different setup. And it just happens to be that you get to choose any setup that they have, okay, this new version. So you can literally choose the setup that you want. And of course you're being benevolent. Of course it's this divinely guided, because it's just a choice that you're making. What is there not to be divinely guided about? What is there not to be permitted to do? So when you treat manifestation this way, it's just a choice, it's just a decision. I'm not hurting anybody. All I'm doing is I'm utilizing my power finally and being the golden Buddha that I already am. I was born to do this shit, okay? And create things on purpose rather than taking taking the shit that I'm observing seriously and as a final result. Then I really get to play jazz. Then it's like, oh my God, I understand completely what I'm feeling, and what I'm feeling is the truth. The 3D is not the truth, because let me tell you, 3D, you know what? There are a lot of people walking around believing a lot of fucking bullshit. And if you listen long enough, you will start getting confused. Always go back to you. What do I want? How am I feeling? Okay, different coaches who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, this is why I'm so adamant about exposing a certain copycat. You all know who she is. Because people like that don't belong working with people and advising them about their life, when first of all they don't have their own shit together clearly, and secondly because the opinion should be this of any coach: what do you want? What do you want to create? I'm going to help you do it, provided it's benevolent, obviously, provided you're not violent and all this fucking bullshit, okay, of which I do not deal with. Do not even bother coming into coaching with me. Do not ask me to do stupid shit, meaning advise you on it. Be benevolent. If your starting point is from that, you're golden. You can do whatever you want. You can wish whatever you want. Money, no problem. SP, no problem. Marriage, no problem. Kids, no problem. House, no problem. No problem, no problem, no problem. Okay, everything is no problem. So all of it is divinely guided. It's how you go about it. And provided you understand that you hold the power, and it's up to you and you only to decide what you want, and nobody gets to tell you what you want. If you're only one of these people, which are a lot of people in my coaching also, it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just how a lot of people were brought up as people pleasers, pleasing everybody else before themselves and then leaving themselves for last. This also needs to go. So stop checking with the peanut gallery, check with your fucking gallery and say, what do I want? What do I want? Oh, I want this SP? Marvelous, simply magical. So now I get to work on this shit. And no, don't listen to anybody else's opinion. Nothing should matter. The universe will back you up 100 zillion% in every desire that you have. And that's what it is. And you know what? If nobody around you understands what the fuck you're working on, keep it a secret. And just share it with your coach if you find a good one. Hi, how are you? Not for nothing. I have to brag, otherwise people don't know what's what. Okay? And choose that desire and stick to it. Don't go back and forth. Just choose it from the benevolence, from the purity, from the honesty, authenticity of your heart, and fucking stick to it. And to hell with what everybody else thinks. To hell with the standards of the thing. You connect with a desire. The universe wants you to have your desire. How cruel, how absolutely crazy would it be if the universe gave you an opportunity to experience something and then you don't get to continue it? It doesn't work like that. You get to have anything you want, and then you know what? Once you really arrive at this conclusion, once it really clicks into your mind that it was up to me to begin with, I was the only one who pushed it away from me, from beliefs that I used to have based on my upbringing, based on whatever I experienced in the past, drama, trauma, panorama again. Then you understand how to allow yourself your desires. And then you don't check in with anything. Is it benevolent? Is it divinely guided? You already know what you're coming from, the kinds of feelings you're coming from. Yes, you know it's divinely guided because you feel a certain way about it, because you feel authentic about it, because you're benevolent, again, can't stress this enough, have to be benevolent with every desire, and you want the best outcome, okay? Even for the third party, you want the best outcome. for your person, obviously, you want them to be happy. You want yourself to be happy. But it's benevolent. You're not there to hurt anybody. You're just for the outcome that is completely in harmony with your desire. And so nothing needs to be kind of like manipulated in the wrong sense of the word, other than your manipulation in the right sense of the word, maneuvering of your own energy so that you are aligned with that parallel reality in which you want to end up in which those problems do not exist. Do you understand? There's nothing to do but to understand how energy works. And this is also a lot of what I cover in my coaching. Energy is the king of your reality, the king or the queen of your reality, however you want to say it. You're made of energy, your speech is made of energy, the situation is made of energy. If you get to remanipulate, okay, remaneuver is a better word perhaps. People, will start freaking out if I use manipulated again. But if it has a negative connotation, then that's your fucking connotation. If you manipulate the energy in a benevolent way, okay, and you understand how to do this, and it has a benevolent outcome, and you're not hurting anybody, that's all that you're fucking doing, okay? You're simply ending up in the reality where everything is in your favor without hurting anybody. And you know what? You don't need to. People who hurt other people to get something that they want really don't understand the kinds of consequences that they will be facing. So again, it has to come from a good place. You will understand that the universe is backing you up with signs, with your feeling, with the feedback of the energy that you're receiving from the universe. And you understand that it's only up to you to choose your desire. And if you get to approve your own desires from the inside, okay, really allowing yourself to be happy, to have everything you want, because parenthesis here, it's you who isn't in concert with your desires and think that this is wrong to have, because you were brainwashed at some point in your childhood, most probably, that it's bad to have everything you want. Some stupid idea like that. Believe it or not, very prevalent. I know that this is resonating with you. But when you start allowing yourself to have these things, it will start clicking on such a deep, profound level when you'll understand that you're the universe of your universe, that you're the God of your universe, that you created all of this in order to learn something and nothing more. And it's up to you to create the opposite or something completely different. Then it becomes like a completely different story. And you really understand that everything is divinely provided for you to have your desires. You just need to get on board. And then you don't have questions like these. Is it divinely approved? Is it divinely guided? Because you understand, if as long as you're coming from benevolence, you're approved, you're good to go, the universe is behind you. If you have any questions about my coaching, or please comment below, or you can directly email me on my email. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.